Okay, so for week 6 of fall anime, we've passed the halfway point. We're entering some new arcs for these shows. We get to see more of just whatever new power-ups, competitions, story arcs, mysteries. Most of the things are being given to us. So now we're just here to enjoy the ride. I'll have my rankings up here. And yeah, let's begin. Okay, so for Sports Climbing Girls, episode 7. Damn, the competition in this episode was real. It was very high tension, high stakes, and it starts off with Konomi trying to climb the 4th wall. She one-shot all the other walls, and they were really hard, but she did it pretty easily as a rookie. So the 4th wall, she tried climbing. She's trying to solve the brain puzzle in her head, but then it's just a little too complicated. Maybe her brain was overused, and yeah, she couldn't solve it, and she falls. Obviously, she climbed the other 3 walls in time though, so this 4th wall, her falling, it's not really a big deal, especially since the other girls just can't climb them at all. They're just failing. And then it shows the kind of difficulty gap from the first round to second round, and like the tiers of the girls. So like, you know, there's like the high tier with all the top girls basically, like with Saya, Chinari, and the Black Panther girl. But then there's like the mid-tier of girls, which they have strong merits, but they need more training to actually even solve these hard second round problems. So yeah, Konomi fails this one. It's not really a big fault on her, but now she's just in the backseat spectating while all the other climbers are going. And now enters June, who has high expectations because since her rookie friend Konomi beat all the walls, basically, June should also be able to do like a similar feat. And then we get a bit of her backstory where she alienated most of her friends. Like, she was never really like a lonely person. It's just that she never really interacted with anyone. It feels too real. But yeah, June is just thinking about climbing all the time. That's her life basically. And the one friend she did have, she got her into like the climbing scene. They had different interests. Like the other girl liked to watch a TV show called Bull-chan. And then June still got into the TV show so she can talk to her friend better. The thing is that her friend kind of called climbing like a game. Not game, but like she's like, oh, it looks fun. And then June just got mad at her. She's like, it's not fun, it's serious. Like, this is her basic personality that we know. But yeah, since she isolated her only friend, it's just pretty sad that she only has climbing that she's very seriously into and no one else can try to make fun of it. So yeah, she's driven by that motivation. And then in the competition, she fails to climb the first wall. It's just way too hard. Like, you have to jump and control yourself so you don't like slip around while jumping. And yeah, it's just way too hard. So yeah, June's whole world is kind of just shattered a bit just because she takes climbing so seriously and yet she can't climb this wall. It's also like doubly pressured because Konomi climbed the wall, so most of the girls just want to match her. And the fact that they fail means that they're like inferior to her, and they can't just admit that. So yeah, June is having trouble climbing. She fails every wall. And on the 4th wall, her brain just gives up, and she just stops climbing, and just gets a timeout, even though she had like another chance to climb. So yeah, very heartbreaking for her. It just shows that the mid-tier girls, even though they have their own strengths, they're skilled at climbing. There's just like another level you have to reach to actually beat these walls. And then yeah, Konomi has her hacks powers to analyze the walls, but then all these other girls need to train a little harder. So yeah, I really like this episode just because they showed how real the competition was. It just gave me anxiety to see just these girls with high expectations just failing. It's not the end of the world, it's just a competition, but a lot of animes do this where like the first serious competition, they have a lot of the main and side characters fail, and then you're just like, damn, they have to go train harder to actually surpass this. I love this anime just because they displayed how intense competition can be. It's not just like, oh, I trained hard, I can do this. It actually takes like another level of experience and skill to overcome these obstacles and be on top. Also very heartbreaking for June because she failed even though her whole life revolves around climbing. So yeah, she was crying. Konomi tries to cheer her up, but yeah, obviously when you lose the competition, you get heartbroken. So yeah, it just showing the actual real intensity of competition just through muscular anime girls like that's a plus for me. So yeah, we'll see as this competition continues how the top tier of girls will overcome these 4 walls. Okay, so for Jujutsu Kaisen episode 7, damn, this episode was a banger. So we got Satoru fighting the volcano head guy. I think his name was Jogo. So he's just taking him on very easily. The guy like goes barrages on him, but Satoru shrugs him off. And when the guy tries to touch him, he thinks he hit Satoru, and Satoru was like, "No, I can manipulate infinity. So like the gap, you can't get close to me, and nobody can basically touch him." So then, yeah, as they're fighting, it's just like a huge pop-off fight. It's just them throwing bodies everywhere, jumping around. And then he, like, hits him with the cursed reverse technique red. So, yeah, new move right there. And then just as, like, the fight goes on, Satoru is kind of bored, so he brings in Yuji. So I guess he can teleport now, instant transmissions Yuji, and brings him back. So Satoru has so many powers. So he says, Yuji, hey, yeah, you're gonna learn something new from this fight. So yeah, Yuji's here, basically chilling while Satoru is fighting the special great spirit. And yeah, the volcano head, he does a domain expansion. So this is a new mechanic we have. It's very cool. It's like a field, like just a new, I think Sekuna did this earlier to the other special great spirit. We get an explanation. So a domain expansion is basically like a field that you generate. It takes a lot of energy, but it's worth it because it makes it so all your attacks have 100% hit rate. Kind of like RPG mechanics, it's like a field spell in Yu-Gi-Oh! So all your attacks just can't miss, and then the field also can like do things like his field is like a lava field, so it's just really hot. So then yeah, if you're in someone's domain expansion, like you're gonna have a hard time. And then you can deal with the domain expansion in different ways. You can take the attacks head on. You could try to escape, or you could bring in your own domain expansion. So then yeah, Satoru fights domain with domain. He takes off his mask, takes the mask off. We see his beautiful blue eyes. Satoru is just like an Ikemen. We get a quick face reveal, and it's just like, damn. And then he summons the Infinite Void. So it's kind of like a outer space, white galaxy looking place. So it allows him to trap someone there, and they can see everything. They can kind of see infinite, every action, every like being, but they can't take any action themselves, so they're just trapped in infinity. And they can't really do anything. So yeah, Satoru beheads this guy. They exit the domain. He's like, who's your leader? Why are you attacking me? Etc. And then we get a flower demon coming in. His name is Hanami. So Hanami rescues the volcano head. He's probably going to get resurrected, and they escape while Satoru and Yuji just chill. And then Satoru wants Yuji to be able to fight demons like that. So he's like, yeah, watch movies and battle me, and you'll definitely get stronger. And then there's also the inter-school competition as well, so the cool fights are still going on. So yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen has that consistently going for it. Okay, so for Higurashi When They Cry episode 7, yeah, this episode was very creepy, very spooky, and we get some story and some tension being built up. So then Keiichi goes into the storehouse with all the people, the doctor lady, the photographer, and Shion. It has some spooky stuff. It has like a statue of Oyashiro-sama. And then the doctor tells Keiichi a story. So it's about the town's origin. It used to have like a bottomless swamp a long time ago. And then the demons came from the swamp and just attacked the townspeople and ate them. So then Oyashiro-sama came in. And then he's like, bruh, you gotta chill with the eating the humans. Instead, integrate with the humans. So the demons and humans came in together. They lived equally. But now they have mixed blood. So there's like humans with demon blood just like living in this town. And that's been going on for years. Just basically the townspeople are low-key demons. Also, Wata and Watanagashi can mean entrails. So it's like an entrail offering ceremony basically, so that's where two people die in the ceremony. Yeah, they get all this detail and then they dip out of the storehouse before anyone tries to find them. Mion grills Keiichi a bit. Keiichi's really bad at lying, so he kind of is unable to lie to Mion, and she seems to realize that yeah, he did sneak into the storehouse. He might be demoned away this year. And we also find out that Mion and Shion's dad is like a head yakuza and they live in some mansion. So yeah, after that, the doctor and the photographer, they dip out of the city. And yeah, now we find out from the last arc and this arc that they exited the city. They didn't really get attacked or killed yet. They just left on their own because they thought they were going to get attacked or killed. So they did this preemptively. The mayor of the city is also missing. We don't really know too much about that. And then Mion tells Keiichi, yeah, you fucked up. because the fact that you went into the storehouse, you're gonna be targeted next. So yeah, Keiichi and Shion are kind of scared. We don't know what they're gonna do. So Keiichi admits this to Rika. This is what Rika did. Rika with spooky red Sharingan looking eyes. And then we get a bit of her personality, which I like. So you know how she's cute and normal, but she's actually like just tired of this shit. She's like, damn, Keiichi, you messed up. And just like, yeah, you're gonna have to live with that. So Rika seems to know what's happening, and then she just wants to get to the good end. She wants to just stop repeating the timeline over and over. But yeah, the fact that Keiichi messed up and went to the storehouse means that this timeline is probably fucked. So yeah, we'll see how Keiichi and Shion overcome this challenge together next episode. Okay, so for The Wandering Witch, episode 7, we get some stories. There are actually 2 new stories in this episode. So we'll start with the first one. So there's a witch that kind of looks like Elena. It's Nikkei, and then she visits a city. It's separated by 2 sides, like the east and west side of the city. And there's like a big wall, and the east and west side of the city just hate each other for some unknown reason, and the wall separates them. So Nikkei visits, and she gives them an idea. Hey, I'll scratch my name onto this wall. Oh, this side of the wall is amazing, signed Nikkei. And then you can do this as a tourist attraction, so the more signatures your wall has, the better your side is than the other side. And then yeah, she convinces both sides to do this. And yeah, that wall is basically like a big tourist attraction now. So then a few years later, 10 years, Saya comes through, the charcoal witch, and she realizes that these townspeople, they like the wall, but they want to spice it up a bit. It's kind of getting old. So Saya recommends that, hey, instead of just having tourists write on the wall, have the townspeople write on the wall and have them write personal stuff, like stuff they like, their memories. So yeah, they implement this to kind of spice up the wall. So yeah, it's like a new dimension to the wall. And then an unknown amount of time later, Elena comes through to visit the wall, and she finds that the wall has been torn down, and the east and west side of the city just is reunited again. There no more animosity between these two. So then Elena kind of questions, hey, why is this famous tourist attraction being torn down? I wanted to see it. And then the guy was like, yeah, this girl told us to write down like memories and stuff on the wall, and it kind of just made people regret their writing. Like some people were writing drunk, some people were writing like their relationships, and then they divorced. They wanted to scratch off what they wrote, and then basically both sides are basically scratching the walls, and then the wall just comes crumbling down, and they see each other, and they're like, yeah, let's be friends. Cool story. We see how kind of plot threads stick together in this world. So there's some Saya coming through, there's Elena coming through, and then there's Nikkei in the beginning. So all these witches are just like traveling, and it's nice to see how like they kind of interact with the world at different time periods. So then after that, we get a second story of Elena. She goes to a wine-making village, so they stomp on grapes to make wine. It's called this village and that village. There's 2 different villages. So this village has probably the best wine in the region, but then the other village has a hot girl on the wine logo, and then basically it's like, oh, this hot girl's gonna step on the wine. So it's kind of like appealing to fetishists. Elena decides, hey, I'll be your girl to stomp on the wine. Stomps for a whole day. She gets a little tired, and yeah, that stomping, it's basically enough for like half a barrel, so it's not even that much. So Elena's kind of confused. She's confused how the other town can make so much wine with one lady stomping. So they go to investigate, and they realize that this one lady is running the operation, and then she's just like having all the dudes, she's having all the thirsty dudes, like the simps, just stomp on the wine for her. So it's basically dudes stepping on the wine, false advertising. So Elena uncovers the scheme, and then the dudes start fighting. They're like, yo, you don't understand the true desire of fetishism. So yeah, they have like a grape throwing fight, where they're just throwing grapes, and then Elena gets a little drunk on the wine. This is her first alcohol, and then she just magically levitates all the grapes and just like launches them at people, and then everyone just gets knocked out, and then Elena dips out at the end. And now this town has a grape throwing festival tradition since then. Also, the winemaker of this village and then the lady of that village, they get married and have kids. So cool, comfy story, and yeah, nice episode with 2 different stories. I really enjoyed it. Okay, so for Noblesse episode 6, this episode was really cool. A lot of shit popped off. Basically, Frankenstein beats Takeo, and then Rai comes in to attack Crayons. He does some blood attack. It looks like some big blood field, and just like instantly destroys Crayons. So Rai has like so many powers, just hypnotism and blood powers. So he's like the top dog here. Tao, like the hacker guy, also gets rescued. So yeah, we have 2 new characters that are part of the good guys now. Also, Rai has a cool moment where he's like to Yusuke and Manabu, "Yo, chill, we're friends here. All right, you don't gotta demand things from me. We're boys." So yeah, cool moment by Rai. He also awakens M21's inner power, so he looks like a big kind of spiky boy. So yeah, M21 has this hidden power that gives him a little stronger, but yeah, he doesn't have it fully unlocked yet. Also, we get some bomb being dropped where Takeo, the purple-haired guy, his whole like meaning in life is to look for his lost sister. And then Tao did some research and realizes his sister does not exist. It's fake memories being implanted into Takeo that work for the Union because yeah, they got his sister captive. But yeah, the fact that he doesn't have a sister means that yeah, he's kind of free to do whatever he wants. But yeah, his life just got turned upside down and lost all meaning. Also, we get Sarah's power where she has a death scythe, kind of like some Soul Eater vibes. So yeah, she's very strong herself. So yeah, the big bad has been defeated, so we shall see where the story goes in the next half. But yeah, this first half was pretty solid. It's like a bit boring at times, but I thought the action was good. Maybe it's not like the best show in the world, not the most original, but if you're curious about anime vampires, it's not a bad place to look. Okay, so for DanMachi episode 7, wow, this episode was fucking brutal. So many people got killed or stabbed or just so much blood loss. So it goes with Belle trying to protect the monsters because the monsters going berserk. Wine also goes berserk. And yeah, really quickly to summarize, it's just like them fighting in the underground. Belle's trying his best to like be the good guy, but so yeah, Wine escapes into the overworld. A lot of townspeople kind of get scared. And here comes the low-key familia led by Ice. And then she like throws her arrow in and attacks Wine. And then you see Belle looking so desperate, like putting his hands up to protect Wine. And then just everyone looking at him like he's crazy. So yeah, brutal episode, just a bunch of fighting and Belle trying to be the good guy in all of this. Hopefully he saves Wine, cause damn, shit is just so brutal. Okay, so for Haikyuu to the top, episode 7. Yeah, Inarizaki went off. They had their new boy come through, Shinsuke, who has like the white and black hair combo. And yeah, we thought Shinsuke had some intimidating aura. He's actually like not that special himself. He's like not that amazing. He's not like a hard carry. He's just a bench player, but he has a very strong mental game. So he's kind of just like perfect in his movements, no like wasted motion, just very calm, very calculating. He like shows people what to do to like make the best outcome, how to like be better. So yeah, he's basically kind of like a supporting character, but he like the fact that he's so solid and consistent makes it so that Inarizaki is just like mentally strong and then they don't lose their lead. So yeah, it also discourages Karasuno. And yeah, he's another obstacle in the way of Karasuno's path as Inarizaki wins game 2. Very juicy because yeah, if you lose here, yeah, you're out of the tournament. Okay, so for Tonikaku Kawaii, episode 7, Chitose wants to have them kind of be unhappy during their honeymoon. She has like a statistic where yeah, 70% of people who go like honeymooning here, they have like a bad time. Every kind of small problem can escalate into like a big deal, and maybe like these honeymooners are gonna just divorce instantly. So yeah, Chitose doesn't really do anything. She's just watching in the background while Tsukasa and Nasa are just having fun, eating together. And yeah, so Chitose comes through, reveals herself. She wants to actually talk to Nasa. And yeah, this is where it was a cool kind of confrontation between the two. Chitose is really angry because Nasa doesn't understand what Tsukasa really is, and Chitose does. But that's kind of dumb. It doesn't matter that you have insider information on what actually Tsukasa is, because Nasa understands like Tsukasa, and then Tsukasa actually saved Nasa's life. That's where they actually first met. So Nasa knows there's stuff going on with Tsukasa, but like Chitose knows the full deal, so that's why she's so mad. Nasa convinces her about his love. Chitose kind of backs off a bit. Yeah, and then we get some reveals where yeah, they both got saved by Tsukasa. But yeah, Chitose gives Nasa her seal of approval, and yeah, they dip out. No more Chitose bothering anymore, and Nasa and Tsukasa will continue their honeymoon and visit the mother. Okay, so for Yashahime, episode 7, there's actually not much to say about this episode, mainly because it was kind of like what we saw in the first episode with Toa being captured by the Emperor guy and then like the owl demon. Yeah, so it's like we see it from the actual perspective of what's happening. So yeah, Toa gets captured and then all the girls rescue her, and then we see these and then we see the owl demon guy and then some other big demons plotting their plots in the back. Okay, so for The Day I Became a God, episode 6. It's a very nice episode, summer festival episode we got. So all these girls are in yukatas. Yota actually gets pretty close to Izanami here. So yeah, pretty cool relationship development forming between them. Hina actually gets a bit jealous. So yeah, Odin's jealous. And the lawyer lady also makes a return appearance. So yeah, Tengen is here. And yeah, she's kind of like enjoying the scenery, but she doesn't want to act like she's having a good time. So she's like, yeah, this is very childish. They do like the arcade fishing, they do some carnival type of games, and then they go to like a haunted house. So yeah, this episode focuses a bit on Ashura as well. Yota's basketball friend. We see supporting him throughout the series. And yeah, we get some reveal where he actually hurt his knee in some car accident. So yeah, pretty brutal. He can't really play sports too much. So yeah, the fact that he can't really continue on his passion is pretty heartbreaking. And yeah, so Odin gets jealous and she kind of walks off and she gets trapped in like this freezer truck that's going like to Tokyo. So yeah, Yota and Ashura go rescue her in some motorcycle. Yota jumps from the motorcycle to the truck to get the truck driver to stop. And then yeah, him and Ashura have a cool moment where they're supporting each other. How like Ashura tried to do some Kuroko no basket shit during their last game where he tried to boost him with his hands. I think that's not illegal, but it might be like some technical. He rescues Odin, and yeah, cool end of the episode there. And then yeah, I kind of see the formula that's going on with this series where we get bits of everyone's backstory, maybe try to form a big emotional pile as the world ends in the last few episodes, or maybe we get some Odin backstory. We get to see what she's actually like about. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like my heart is ready for these emotions. But yeah, maybe 6 more episodes to go.